Is it just me, or is it just super easy to run into Elden Ring using only the older Souls game mechanics? Well, I'm finding that, and I've decided that I'm not a fan of it. So I started again. And in this new run, I've placed a single restriction on myself this time. Just one rule to keep me grounded in my adventure, one tiny little thing that will push me to not only explore what is truly on offer in this game, but will actually create enough of a challenge for me, seeing as I have played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 with somewhat ease, using somewhat similar builds every time. This rule being that I cannot level up ever, and will stay at level 1 all the way to the end. Now, admittedly, I'm not sure if it can even be done without becoming an absolute sweaty gamer nerd who lives in his mum's basement asking for the boot bucket intraday. I don't know the full extent of the challenges, nor what do I take advantage of in this game. But that doesn't matter. What I do know is that I'm now walking the path to becoming the level 1 god in Elden Ring. And so Sensei the Wretch was born. That's right, a wretch, an unfortunate or unhappy person, who literally only starts with a club. Sounds about right. Sorry, mate. Anyway, after watching just the God tier intro before our adventure starts, fucking From Software just continuing to be God tier world builders right out of the fucking gate, we go for a quick walk and eventually find ourselves in our first boss in the game. Daunting, sure, but you don't actually have to win in this one. It's doing that Bloodborne thing where you can just die and it's a part of the story. I don't know. Anyway, what I do know is that this will be a brutal and bloody path, and if Sensei the Wretch here can't take on this challenge, then he will not succeed anyway. So this battle is an absolute piece of shit to deal with. One, because we have fucking nothing. We're a naked hairy man with a thick stick. That's it. And two, this girl be wild. She got more hands than she knows what to do with. Basically, to cut it short, this is one of those battles where we just two-hand a weapon, dodge and weave, and attack when she's open. After 17 attempts, the final battle took 7 minutes of us just carefully running around hitting a complicated woman with a big stick. For the victory, we get some crap we'll never use and some runes we can't use to level up. Worth it. Not really knowing where to go from here, the floor beneath us just shatters, and Sensei falls into the abyss. Let's go. So I'm laying in naked, in a cave getting sniffed by a horse and a woman going on about a ring. It's like your average Sunday, right guys? I wake up and find a hole. And apparently I've dropped into a tutorial that I actually skipped on my previous one. So sure, let's give this a shot. I bolt through and take everyone down and am met with a second boss that took precisely 15 seconds to defeat. What an absolute fucking clown. This run is going to be so easy. On our way out of here, we do find 2 imps stacked on top of each other, a place to put a stone sword key for us to enter a new place, which we do not have any of yet, but oi, this place is pretty high up on my to-do list. Giving imps that are stacked on top of each other exactly what they want is what I live for. But until then, let's go to the outside world. So, we find some geezer, who apparently recommends we hit up some sites of grace, and says we should have a lookie into Stormvale Castle. Alright, cheers mate. Okay, real gamer talk. The priority here now becomes getting more real shit. Armor, weapons, and all that. But to get that, we need souls. Or runes, whatever the shit is in this game. Fortunately, I know a guy who has some. You see, me and Beastman of Farum Azula go way back. We call him Beastie for short. He got the name because he was a beast at making meat pies at the local bakery. We used to head over to him every Saturday morning. He was a good sort. And he's dead. And we have runes. We also killed his dogs on the way out. Rest in peace, Beastie and the dogs. Exiting Beastie's place, we find some of Godric's boys, and we put them to sleep. One of them drops a god item, Lord Sworn's straight sword. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this a god item? Well, because weapons have level requirements, and we are at level 10 in all stats. Forever, because we are level 1. This weapon has a requirement of 10 strength and 10 dexterity, which is the exact stats we have for the rest of the game. Secondly, this weapon has a great moveset, where we can not only slash at an arc, but also thrust the sword for a bit more range in our melee attacks. Fucking love it. Also, it has increased crit damage, and we love some crits, eh? Sneaking into camps is fucking amazing. With my other build, yeah, I was just running to camps, clobbering everything. But here I am sneaking around, backstabbing, and using that extra crit damage, and isolating enemies. I feel like I'm playing a goddamn Far Cry game on hardest difficulty, and I've got no weapons yet. So fucking good. Anyway. Hey, also, by the way, did you know you can break these glowy skull things for some runes? If you're fucking competent enough to actually break the thing, that is, and not goddamn kick them around. Oh, look at that, a cool flail. Another weapon to add to the list of weapons we will never be able to use. So that woman has magicked her way to us again. And the Sheila introduces herself as Melina, and she's wanting to throw us some accords, which are 1. She wants to be our girl. 2. She wants to level us up, but yeah, nah. And 3. She also wants to give us her pet horse. We accept, and name him Ronaldo. There is a catch though. She wants to go to a big tree. Well, I swiftly realise that I can definitely exchange a tree for some accords. So we take her up on the offer. Mad. We also get a wizard woman, a witch. Anyway, her name is Rani, and she is super impressed that we have a horse. I love a woman who is clear about what she likes in someone, and is super keen to give us some ghost summoning powers, which is actually pretty helpful for later on, you'll see. Anyway, she wishes us well, and vanishes. She seems like a mad bird. We put the keys in Ronaldo's ignition for the first time, and go for a ride. Look at us go! Actually the sickest.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
Give me a bow, and I want some arrows too. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, we need to head to the mall and get some smithing stones. So, let's go shopping!